Welcome back to Nightly News on CNN Philippines. On July 27th, the President will deliver his last State of the Nation address and report to the people his accomplishments in the last 5 years, the highlights of which will include peace and order. Tonight, as part of our series in the run-up to the 2015 SONA, we analyze the Aquino administration's performance in national defense and security issues. Joining us tonight is former National Security Advisor Roilo Golez. Good evening, sir. Welcome to CNN.
Good evening, Mitzi.
So let's start with internal threats. The Philippines has faced many insurgencies since the 70s. What is your take on how the Aquino administration is handling?
Well, I'd like to compare that when I was the NSA. During my NSA time, we were talking about 12,000 members of the NPA, about 10,000 MILF, and maybe about 300 to 500 Abu Sayyaf. Today, the count is about 3,200 NPA armed men. The MILF is very quiet because of the BBL and the peace treaty. And the Abu Sayyaf, there have been some few incidents only. So I'd like to say that when it comes to internal security, I think things have improved very dramatically.
Okay, so good.
Yeah, and not too many incidents
right.
As far as internal security is concerned.
Now, in terms of the Mama Sapano incident, you have said this is not something you think will occur, of course.
The Mama Sapano is a glitch in the peace and order situation of the country. I'd like to say it was badly managed. The result was horrible, but it's not something that would recur. And I think we've learned a lot from that incident. So we should not be worried about that too much.
Okay.
It's a glitch,
all right.
non-recurring, in other words.
Okay, well, what about our police and military? Of course, we know there's a little bit of rivalry between them, but how do you feel the administration has been handling?
Well, there was tension as a result of the Mama Sapano, a lot of finger pointing, especially during the Senate hearings. But I think that has been managed already, especially now when we are seeing almost a simultaneous change in the leadership of the AFP as well as the Philippine National Police, a matter of just 2-3 days difference. We now have a new AFP Chief of Staff, General Riveri, and they just announced the new PNP Chief, incoming Director General Marquez.
Yes, right.
And I hope that the two will get along well.
Right, and we're
They're
looking
both Philippine Military Academy graduates.
So they have a lot of work ahead of them. Now, you were part of the Modernization Act. Tell us your thoughts on the modernization.
On the AP modernization, I wanted to talk about internal and external at the same time. The AP modernization, we have seen big improvements in the AP modernization, big ticket items. For example, the President ordered 12 FA-50 multi-role trainer planes from Korea. That will be a huge jump, a quantum jump from almost zero fighter plane capability in the past to now having 12. I think 2 have been delivered already for training. That will add to our external security capability. But on the Navy, the government decided to jump the previous plan to acquire 2 second-hand Maestrale frigates from Italy. That would have been a big addition right now. But what they decided is to make an order for 2 brand new. It has yet to be bidded out from 12 billion second-hand to 18 billion for the brand new.
Yeah.
But this will take, I don't know, 3-4 years. We need those frigates now.
Yes.
Because of the external security situation that we have.
We'll get into the external security situation, but also another thing this could be useful for is handling natural disasters.
That's right.
Which the
The
military
AFP is in the forefront as far as disasters are concerned. Climate change is going to get worse. The Haiyan typhoon, from the climate change experts, it's something that's going to recur. It could get worse because of the climate change situation.
And this is something the administration certainly can improve on.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So now let's move on to external threats. Certainly a very big issue now is the case of China usurping.
Well, I'd like to quote the National Security Advisor, the incumbent NSA, when he testified in the Senate last May 8. He said that the biggest threat we are facing today is external. In other words, the South China Sea, the West Philippine Sea situation. And in the past 30-45 days, many dramatic changes have happened. For example, the U.S. now has become very assertive also. They're challenging China as far as China's reclamation projects are concerned. Japan has been very noisy, and we might be seeing a face-off, a confrontation between China and two great powers. Of course, the hegemon right now, the US and Japan, which is a big power also. Plus, there's India, there's Australia.
Yes.
And the Philippines might end up just being a bystander.
So at the end, when we're so worried about defending ourselves, because we don't really have the capability to defend ourselves.
And what saddens me is a decision on the part of the AP leadership, the Philippine Army in particular. Then Army Commander General Riveri decided to switch from shore-based missile system to the acquisition, 6.5 billion pesos worth, to the acquisition of helmets and vests and night vision goggles, which I feel we need, but we need more the shore-based missile system.
So those are not exactly the priorities.
Yeah,
Right.
and now General Riveri is the AP Chief of Staff. I'm worried that he might be looking inward instead of outward, which is quite important.
So a lot of concerns there. Now, another thing, you're very active in speaking up against China.
Yeah.
In what they're doing.
Well, we cannot just depend on the government. We have to help the government. The government cannot, it has to be diplomatic, but the people cannot be that diplomatic. So now we have launched this anti-China campaign, boycott of China products, and we've done already several rallies in front of the Chinese consulate. And on July 24, to put a plug, we're going to have a rally, a big rally, conducted by a new organization, a formalized organization. This is the Movement and Alliance to resist China's aggression or marcha. We'll have a rally on July 24, 12 noon in front of the Chinese consulate there in Makati, Buendia.
Okay, this is you want to emphasize people participation.
That's right, people participation.
Which is very important for good governance.
That's right.
Thank you very much for your insights tonight, Roilo Golez. Thank you again. Now we'd like to know what's on your mind. We ask, what do you think President Aquino's greatest achievements and failures are? Send us your answers at cnnphilippines.com.